iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Going to do a couple more baseball podcasts probably this week. And then I think next week I'm going to move to football full time because that's how I roll. It's July. Can you believe it's almost July? I got to get to football talk soon. But I probably will do a little bit more baseball this week, just to keep you updated. So on Scout Fantasy, you're going to see that I have an article entitled All-Star Players, my Fantasy All-Stars this year. And I want to give you my fantasy honorable mentions here. Guys I really like, but they're not the best. But guys that you should be looking at this year that maybe we've overlooked. At catcher, have we overlooked Salvador Perez? The guy's hitting .290 with 15 home runs. He is the model, the epitome of consistency. And we always seem to overlook him each year. Oh, I like Matt Wieters. I like Yad Molina. Why don't we like Salvador Perez? Is it because he plays for the Kansas City Royals that he gets no love? People are taking Brian McCann over Sal Perez. I got to tell you something. For my money, Sal Perez might just be the best catcher in the American League. I'll take Gary Sanchez, but Sal Perez is pretty close. How about a guy in the National League? Here's an honorable mention for you. I can give it to two. One, JT Realmuto. And two, how about Austin Hedges? I know Austin Hedges is hitting .222. I get it. But the dude's knocking 11 home runs. And when did you take him? In like the 18th round? You got a lot of value from Austin Hedges if you took him. So those are my honorable mentions. At first base, an honorable mention for me in the American League is none other than, wait for it, Justin Smoke. Dr. Roto, what are you smoking? Well, Justin Smoke is hitting .300. He's got 20 home runs this year and 48 RBIs. And he has looked dominant at times. He's almost, when you play in DFS, you got to look at Justin Smoke and say, how do I lock this guy in? I mean, he has been that good. So, can he keep it up? I'm not so sure, but he's been a really good player thus far. I mean, I gave Logan Morrison, Lomo was my all-star, but Justin Smoke, man, that was a really close one. In the National League, can we even say enough about Ryan Zimmerman? See, Joey Votto's been great, but we know Joey Votto. Joey Votto's a first-round pick. Who knew Ryan Zimmerman was going to do this? I could have taken Ryan Zimmerman in like the 21st round of most drafts. And I'm not even playing. People hated him. But the guy's hitting .344. 19 home runs, close to 60 RBIs. Can we ask him any more from this guy? I don't think so. Not at all. At second base, I would say in the National League, I would joke and tell you it's Anthony Rizzo, but I won't do that. I think there have been a lot of guys who have been an interest to me. Trey Turner, 28 stolen bases, plays at multiple positions. D. Gordon, 29 stolen bases, been liking him. Chris Owings, I know he plays shortstop, but in some leagues he does qualify at second base. Brandon Phillips has been pretty good. Jed Jorko, been pretty good. So I think all those guys, there's not one guy in the National League who I could say, wow, this is guy. I can give you a few guys. I would say D. Gordon would be right up there for me in the National League. In the American League, there's two guys. One, Starlin Castro. Now, we could talk about Gary Sanchez and we could talk about Aaron Judge. But for my money, Starlin Castro has been the glue to the Yankees this year. Now, I know he left with a strained hamstring. I would highly expect him to go on to the DL in the next day or two. And I expect him to be out until after the All-Star break. I think that's safe. But Sterling Castro has been great. And how about Jonathan Scope? Hitting 295 this year. 295 with 15 home runs. I think people never thought he could hit 295. Oh, I like Scope, but the average. Yeah, the average is 295. Lock that in. That's pretty good, right? At shortstop in the American League, I'm going to start with the American League. Elvis Andrus. Elvis is in the house. Elvis is in the building. Listen to these numbers. He's hitting 299, 9 home runs, 45 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. This is more power than he's ever shown. His stolen bases are great. If this guy didn't play another inning the rest of the year and he gave you those numbers would be pretty darn good. That's how good his year has been. That's how good his year has been. Right? Love Xander Bogaerts too, but we haven't seen the power and the speed. Love an Andrus though. In the National League, I want to give some love to Chris Owings, who really started out beautifully. He slowed down, but really, 9 home runs, 10 stolen bases. You take that of a guy that you probably got off your waiver wire. And let's talk about Trey Turner. You know, we look at him and we say, well, he's mildly disappointing. Well, he's got 7 home runs and 28 stolen bases. That's not so bad. Let's not bury this dude so quickly. Pretty good player. All right, at third base in the National League, I'm going to go with my guy, Jake Lamb, for honorable mention. Jake Lamb is a really, really good hitter. And I think it just, somebody asked for me for Jake Lamb in a trade. The trade offer was Justin Upton and Eugenio Suarez for Michael Conforto and Jake Lamb. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm not trading you Jake Lamb. I like Jake Lamb more than anybody in that deal. Jake Lamb's got 17 home runs, could hit me another 20. He's got 62 RBIs, easily gets me another 40. He's got 4 stolen bases. I might get 10 out of this dude. I'm loving Jake Lamb. In the American League, the honorable mention goes to Jose Ramirez. Now, this is a guy who Lance McCullers I missed out on. My mistake. Jose Ramirez I missed out. My mistake. I overlooked him, not because I didn't like him, but because he went in that round where I was taking my pitchers. He was going in like the 6th, 7th round, and that was the round I was taking my first or second pitcher. So I never was getting Ramirez, and now I'm so upset. Guy's hitting 326, 12 home runs, 50 runs scored, 8 stolen bases. Can I ask for anything more? He's so well-rounded. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. And how about Mike Moustakas coming back from injury, 19 home runs. Gotta respect how well he's played this year. Really a big fan of his. The outfield. Okay, the outfield. Honorable mentions in the outfield. Well, in the National League, there's a lot of guys. Can we talk about Marcell Ozuna? Right? Been tremendous. Can we talk about Giancarlo Stanton, who has had a very good year? I was worried about him, but he's had a very good year. Can we give a little love to Adam Duvall? This guy just slides in every year, but he's hitting 278 this year. 278. How about Ender Inciarte? Right? 6 home runs, 10 stolen bases, hitting 309. Nothing wrong with that. How about Jay Bruce? 20 home runs, hitting 270. Been one of the few Mets playing well. In the American League, Mookie Betts. Guy was a second pick, but he's played pretty well. Avisail Garcia hitting 325 with 11 home runs. This is a guy who we all overlooked for how long? How about Nelson Cruz? He just keeps on hitting every year. 291, 14 home runs for a crappy Mariners team that just can't seem to figure it out. I overlooked Ozuna because I had Blackmon, Harper, and Bellinger in my all-star outfield. Marcell Ozuna is hitting 319 with 20 home runs, 54 RBIs. He's lethal. So, just a fabulous job from all these players. Really good stuff. I didn't do my pitchers. I'll probably write about them tomorrow. But the honorable mentions. Well, let's see. Do I even have my All-Stars down? Well, I'll do my AL and NL All-Stars. So first, my NL. I'm going to write down Scherzer for sure. And then how can we never not have Kershaw, right? And then I've got to say that I'm going to lean toward Zach Greinke as an All-Star. So if Scherzer, Kershaw, and Greinke are the All-Stars, Alex Wood as an honorable mention. How good is Alex Wood? He's got a 1.86 ERA. 1.86. He might be better than Clayton Kershaw. How about Robbie Ray, who's got 119 strikeouts in 94 innings? Pretty amazing stuff there for him. I mean, that's special. That's a special talent. You know, Steven Strasburg's been good. Good. Not great. Pretty darn good. You know, but I think Wood and Ray, Carlos Martinez had a terrible beginning to the season. Now he's getting in stride, turning out to be one of the best pitchers. I'm glad I was in on him. In the American League, my All-Stars are absolutely Chris Sale. Absolutely Chris Sale. Dallas Keuchel for sure. And then the third guy, wow, this one's a tough one for me. It's not Irvin Santana, even though he's going to be an honorable mention. Not Yu Darvish, even though I like him. I think I'm going to go with Lance McCullers. I mean, this guy always gets hurt, but he stayed healthy. 97 strikeouts in 81 innings, a whip of barely over 1, an ERA of 2.54. How good has this guy been? How good has this guy been? But Yu Darvish, certainly honorable mention. Corey Kluber, honorable mention. Chris Archer, honorable mention. Luis Severino, honorable mention. Jose Berrios, really good stuff. I mean, sensational. Irvin Santana, better than I ever thought he'd be. Better than I ever thought he'd be. My two top closers in the NL. Greg Holland. That's right, Greg Holland. He of the 25 saves and 1.61 ERA. And how about Kenley Jansen? How good has Kenley Jansen been? This guy walks nobody. I mean, literally nobody. I mean, unheard of how good a year he's had. And you would say that, like, well, you know, Kenley Jansen really hasn't had that many saves. That's true. But he's been pretty amazing. You know how many walks he has this year? One. One walk. One. How about for honorable mention? I'll give it to Felipe Rivera. That guy's been really lights out. Lights out. Do you even have any idea what Felipe Rivera's stats are? I don't think you do, because if you did, you would be like, oh my God. You ready? 40 innings, 19 hits, 43 strikeouts, 0.68 ERA, .7 whip. Point, I give you. That is some amazing stuff. Amazing. All right. For closers, Craig Kimbrell. I mean, really. 61 strikeouts in 33 innings. His whip of .48. Is somebody kidding me here with that? Seriously. Somebody's killing me here with that. Unreal how good he's been. Dare I say, wow, Cody Allen's been pretty good. A lot of good guys there, but Brandon Kinsler. How good has Brandon Kinsler been? That's a guy who deserves a little love. I mean, I think he's kept the Twins in a playoff chase because I don't think the Twins are that good. But he's producing. He is producing and doing a really great job of it. So, I mean, Kinsler was a guy that were like, nah, this guy's not very good. I mean, he doesn't strike out enough guys. Maybe so. He only has 22 strikeouts, but he's got a whip of 1.08. I mean, 1.08. That's some tremendous stuff. Those numbers are very, very impressive this year. So, as I've said, I will finish up this with baseball this week. In the last couple, well, maybe it took Wednesday and Thursday because then I do my mock draft Fridays as always. And over the next couple of days, I'll try to think of guys and players that I want you guys to make trades for, and guys that you could really use, and guys that, how to make good trades at this time of year, which is not easy. Okay? I promise you that. But you can find all this information at scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO, that's ROTO. Pay for 1 month, we'll get you 2 more for free. We'll get you access to our Scout message boards, our premium message boards where Adam Ronas, Sean Childs, and I are always lurking, always there to help you. Gives you access to our optimizer for fantasy baseball. Gives you access to the information that you need to help you win in daily and, of course, in your seasonal leagues. That's what we do. That's how we roll at Scout Fantasy. We want you to be a champion. It's as simple as that. We want you to win your leagues. I also want you to go to playffwc.com. So if you go there right now, playffwc.com right now, you will see a draft lobby. In this draft lobby, we're telling you about drafts that we have. Is it a draft and go? Online championship, 8 spots left in that. World championship, you go there and you enter one of our drafts. Now look, the best payouts anywhere. We don't steal your money, you get your money. Best customer service. You got a problem, Scott Atkins gets right back to you. Best cheat sheets in draft room. Hello, you want something easy to use. That's what we do. Make it easy for you to use. So many ways to play at playffwc.com. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Encourage you to take a look at what we're doing at Scout Fantasy. Very proud of our stuff. And looking forward to playing tonight in DFS. Great stuff on the message boards from Robbie Gariak and, of course, Steve Renner. We know him as SD Chickens. So if you want a visionary play tonight, I really like Jackie Bradley Jr. That's right, Jackie Bradley Jr. against Hector Santiago. Santiago stinks. I think Jackie Bradley Jr. goes yard tonight. All right, guys, wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!